Are you serious? Chinese troops in Hawaii? Chinese? Communist China troops in Hawaii? What? It is beginning, folks. See, the stair steps of the New World Order. The track is being laid. The train's coming. The New World Order is rising. The beast is almost here. The technologies are developing, and now the military integration is beginning to take place. And it's all part of Bible prophecy. Do you have a cup of coffee? Because I'm going to share with you some of the confirmations of what we're getting ready to witness happen in this nation in the next 36 months will blow your mind. But we should have not be shocked. We shouldn't be at all if we know what the Scripture says. As a matter of fact, here's the information that I have. I want to thank Lisa Cook for this, and also I've done some research as well on it a little deeper. But Lisa Cook sent this to me, that Chinese troops have arrived in Hawaii, according to the Associated Press, while we are told by mainstream media that the purpose of this visit is a joint training exercise, there is much speculation about what the true purpose of this visit may be. Now, one theory suggests that China is coming for the gold that's stashed away in the secret Hawaiian vaults. There are other beliefs that the Chinese troops will be joining the U.S. Navy to fight off spaceships escorting Comet Ison. And there are other versions. I don't think either one of those are the case now. The gold, yes, they will get the gold if they don't already have it. The spaceships, that's not a problem. But what I'm really concerned about is the biblical ramifications. Let me tell you what else. I have more information from the Star Advisor out of Hawaii. But before I do, let me read to you about 4 or 5 verses from the Bible to help us understand the situation we're in. In the book of Revelations, in the 13th chapter, there's a phrase that is so often overlooked, but I won't let it get by. Here's what it says in Revelation 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. Now that's talking about the one world government or the New World Order, or the beast meaning the end time one world government. So I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads. Now, of course, there's 7 continents in the earth, 10 horns, which would be the 10 sectors. And that's already been drawn out by the Illuminati. The New World Order is going to divide the 7 continents of the earth in 10 sections or sectors. So it has 7 heads, 10 horns, and upon those horns 10 crowns, which would mean 10 kings. Those 10 kings would all report to the Antichrist, and his sidekick, of course, the false prophet. So I stood upon the sand of the sea. I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And of course, communism is very blasphemous when it comes to the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so is radical Islam. That's why they will work together so well in this end time apocalyptic age. Now, the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. His feet were as the feet of a bear, very agile. His mouth was the mouth of a lion. He roars and he boasts. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Now, I do know these 4 beasts represent 4 kingdoms of the earth that will help make up the New World Order or help establish it. The dragon, let's focus on now, is really, we know, means Lucifer. But Lucifer is going to work through communism, and the dragon is Red China. Even later in the book of Revelation, when it talks about the 200 million man army coming across the Euphrates toward Israel, again, that has to be China. They're the only nation in the world that has a 200 million man army capability. So, who gives the New World Order its power? The dragon. Now, that means the dragon will be the military might or the power might. Having said that, we have Chinese already starting to show up in Hawaii. Let me read to you what the Star Advisor says. Chinese soldiers, headlines, Chinese soldiers to train today, November the 12th, 2013, with U.S. troops in Hawaii. Chinese troops are set to take part, here's the press release, in a disaster relief exercise in Hawaii today, November 12th, 2013, in what China's state media is billing as the first time the country's soldiers have drilled on U.S. territory. This is a sad day in America, folks. What? This is a sad day in America. People's Liberation Army soldiers will take part in humanitarian assistance drills in Hawaii until Thursday, so for the next 3 days, with their U.S. counterparts, simulating relief operations after an earthquake hits a third country, let's say. Why don't they just go on over to the Philippines and everybody pitch in together and help the people that are dying from this typhoon? No. We got to work on specific drills, and we got to do it on U.S. soil. How much drilling do you need to show up and start helping the dying, the hungry, the wounded, and the thirsty, and help picking up the corpses that are 10,000 or more? How many drills do we need? Just show up and do it. Colonel Bill Florg, chief of the Civil Military Operations for U.S. Army Pacific, said in announcing the exercise last month under the direction of President Barack Obama, and the event is the largest between the United States and Chinese armies on U.S. soil. We are trying to emphasize in this exchange is our inherent flexibility. They, China, are looking to see that flexibility. I guess they are. They're looking to see everything we're doing that we have demonstrated so often in the past in disaster responses. So officials say that just send them some videotape of what it takes to go down to Haiti after a major earthquake and how you help people that are dying. Send them some videotape of what the American soldiers did to help rescue the people in Indonesia after the 2004 earthquake tsunami. It's real simple. They want to learn, send them the videotape. And then tell them and show them some other videotape on how to turn the key and let several 100,000 Christians out of prison who are rotting in China because of the communist regime there that is an anti-Christ regime. Let's quit playing games. I'll come back to that in a minute. In my book, I wrote Mark of the Beast, RFID, and some of you have got a copy of it, and if you haven't, you can find out all about it at my website, and I highly recommend you do it so you'll understand what's going on. There you see, that's the Chinese General Tao, was one of the most cruel generals in the history of China. Now, there's a lot of people that participate in this end-time apocalyptic rise of the New World Order. But certainly China is the dragon, if you will. Satan, Lucifer's the dragon. But there's 4 kingdoms mentioned there in Revelation 13. And the dragon certainly represents China. In this book, I even write about how China does become the military arm of the New World Order. And that it is Chinese troops that are actually in America. I wrote in page 32. I wrote, back in Chicago, we did not know it had happened yet. We were busy trying to survive as Christians were having secret meetings in the basements throughout different neighborhoods. In Cicero, once known for its mob activity, was now holding secret meetings with Christians, hiding from the Chinese soldiers that had been sent by Dr. Alex Grozenko. As news began to spread that Jerusalem had been hit, fear had gripped the people. And I remember telling the small crowd in a basement, be strong and have faith. God always stands over his word to perform it. I also wrote in this same book, Mark of the Beast, in page 36, I wrote, America was in shambles. Life was unbearable, and the American spirit was broken. The Chinese soldiers had little pity upon the weak, the elderly, or the young. Their communist background had given them the fortitude to show no mercy upon a crying civilization. Cindy and I were in the trial of our lives. I thought, how are we going to deal with this and maintain some sense of livelihood? Then we heard soldiers were confiscating Bibles, shooting Christians in the head for hiding them. This was not the mark of the beast, yet we didn't have a clear Antichrist, and although many people were suspecting Dr. Alex Grozenko. And then in the 39th page of this same book, I wrote these words. Now our nation was under siege with foreign troops from China and a Mexican drug cartel leader, or should I say the North American king. This was a faithless generation of people seeking truth. I told Cindy, this is the harvest field. This is the end time harvest. We must do our part to lead the lost to Jesus, no matter what it cost. The time had to be getting closer, and I looked up at the sky 10 times a day, expecting to see Jesus coming in the clouds. The rapture must be around the corner. The deliverance of God's people. How much further would we have to go? I remember the words of Jesus Christ in Matthew 24:29, when Jesus said, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Then verse 13 said, But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. These are just a little bit of 3 different pages of my book, Mark of the Beast, RFID. I'm right now, the sequel to that book is just now coming available at our website called Jerusalem Jihad. And it is a sequel to that one there. This book is filled, of course, with current world events of different things that the presidents of different nation leaders have done and are doing. It's also filled with Bible prophecy scriptures and an end-time apocalyptic scenario. Now, I wrote in here that the Pope Benedict would resign, and he did. And I also wrote in here that China would just walk in and become the military arm of America under the New World Order. And today, folks, very sadly to say, a little over a year after I wrote this book, Chinese soldiers are standing boots on the ground in the United States of America. It is beginning. It is beginning. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ.